Hello and welcome to the channel. So if you've clicked this video, chances are you want to learn bodyweight training. So we are going to cover 5 basic exercises that I think are the fundamentals to get you started. I will work through a few of the progressions in case you can't actually do that specific move. One thing I would say, make sure you warm up, and if you stick around to the end, I'm going to do a little structured workout plan, putting all these bits together so you can get the most out of this training. So let's head outside. I've got a pull-up bar and we'll go through some of the exercises. Exercise 1, pull-ups. So the first variation I'm going to show you is the chair pull-up. So you're going to be using your legs to help you with this one. So what I would recommend is pull as hard as you can with your arms. And if you can't get any higher, then obviously bring your legs into play. One word of warning with these, be strict with yourself because you will not gain any strength if you're literally just standing up. But it is a very good place to start. Personal favourite of mine is the band-assisted pull-up. Now, resistance bands are a great tool in this style of training. I have got a little video on my Instagram that shows you getting in and out of it safely. Great skill to learn. Obviously, this is helping you with the pull-up, so you can use stronger bands and work your way down as you get stronger. So it's great for progression and you can measure it, obviously. Also, you could do the negative, so if you're not quite strong enough to get up to the top of the bar yet, what you're going to do is you're going to use the band, pull yourself up, chin over that bar, and lower yourself as slow as possible. And this will build you a lot of strength towards the pull-up. Okay, this clip is showing the stronger band. I've left it in so you can see the progression that you can make with resistance bands. So this is actually a muscle-up, which you could reach for in the future. And it's the same principle, and you can work your way down the bands. So I've left this in just to show you a progression if you can get good using resistance bands. Great tool. They're not a lot of money and they've lasted me over 8 years so far. And finally, the negative. So we're going to jump up, chin over the bar. If you can't quite jump up high enough, then obviously get on a chair so you can get that extra boost and come down as slow as possible. And again, this style of training, negatives, is going to be used a lot in bodyweight training. So if you can get good at this, then you will go far. Exercise 2 is push-ups. Now this is the incline push-up. You could use a wall if you want to make it that bit easier. I'm using the planter here. So obviously the lower you go, the harder it's going to get. So pick your strength out and pick a suitable elevation. Make sure your legs are straight and your elbows are going back. And then we can move on to the knee push-ups. These are great to start building strength. One thing I would say is make sure you protect your knees. You don't want to be kneeling on a cold, hard floor. So just like the regular push-up, but on your knees, it will make it that bit easier, and you can then slowly build your strength in your chest and your arms to develop a full push-up. I've left this clip in just to show you the form of a push-up. So get your legs nice and straight, core tight, palms facing in very slightly, and your elbows want to be pointing back as you come down as much as possible. Key is to start with good form, and then you will always have good form, and this will prevent injury in the long run. Exercise number 3 is dips. So we're going to start with the low bench dip. Nice, slow and controlled, and make sure your legs are straight. This will build you up to other dips if you are struggling to start with. And you can always work up to the higher bench as well. This will make the range of movement bigger and a bit more challenging for you. Unfortunately, I haven't got a standard dip bar in the garden to show you. But again, you could practice that with negatives and with the bands that I've showed you previously. Personal favourite of mine is the straight bar dip. Now, ideally, you do want a lower bar to start with if you're a beginner, but this exercise is great for building tricep strength, and it does relate into future moves such as the muscle up. Exercise 4 is legs. So you can start with your regular squat. Make sure you do these nice, slow and controlled. And if you want to make it that little bit harder, you could put a backpack on and put some water in or some books. You could also do the jumping variation of these, which I'm going to show you in a moment. And if you want to, you could look for different progressions such as the pistol squat or the split squat. Again, I wouldn't be scared to use weights if you do have them for legs. It is your biggest muscle group and it is very important to train them. Exercise 5 is core. So throughout the movements already, you will have worked your core more than you realise. But if you want to train it specifically, I would recommend the hanging knee raise to start with. Great for grip strength also, which will transfer across to everything, including pull-ups. You can then progress to doing the leg raise like this, a little bit harder, and you do need a little bit more flexibility. And if you want to progress past this as well, you can do the toes to bar, which is where you get your feet right up to the bar. Requires a little bit more strength and flexibility, but again, this is a great skill to build your core and abs, and it does lead to other exercises as well. So as you can tell, throughout most movements, a lot of things lead to new exercises, and it is very important to have some goals for the future as it all links together. And like I said previously, resistance bands, if you can grab a few, you will get the value out of them in no time. Okay, so I feel like that was quite a lot of information. I hope you can get something from it to put into your own training or even start. If you can drop me a like on this video, it'd be greatly appreciated because it will help reach more people. This is my first video talking to camera as well, so I hope it's come across good. If you can subscribe, I'm going to be doing more videos. If you follow my Instagram, I'm always doing daily videos on that as well. And if you want to drop in the comments the exercise that you're currently working to, then hopefully we can all have a discussion about as goals that's coming up this year. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.